So, have you checked out Serilog yet? It's got a really neat way to handle structured logging in net.ah. You can add context and enrich events with properties automatically.
Yeah, I've seen it mentioned a few times. Seems like it could be useful for debugging.
Absolutely, especially when you're trying to trace issues across multiple services. Have you ever tried using log levels effectively? It can drastically reduce the noise in your logs.
Sometimes I find myself just setting everything to info level because it feels easier to sift through later.
That's a common mistake. The idea is to use debug for detailed information that isn't critical but might help pinpoint problems. Info should cover normal operational stuff, while warnings flag potential issues without being full-blown errors.
Makes sense. But how do you keep track of all those different levels?
Well, having clear guidelines within your team helps a lot, and tools like Splunk or Elk Stack can filter and highlight based on these levels. Speaking of which, did you know there's an interesting debate about whether JSON formatted logs are superior to traditional text-based ones?
I've heard some people prefer JSON because it's more machine-readable and consistent.
Exactly. Plus, it integrates seamlessly with most modern monitoring systems. Now, let me ask you something. Have you had any experiences with centralized logging solutions? Something like Logstash or Fluent, perhaps?
Not much hands-on experience yet, but I think they're great for aggregating logs from various sources into one place.
They sure are, especially when dealing with microservices architecture where logs are scattered everywhere. Centralization not only makes it easier to manage, but also improves overall observability of the system. Speaking of which, structured logging really becomes crucial in modern applications. When you have a distributed system, unstructured logs can become a nightmare to parse and analyze.
Yeah, I can imagine. It must be hard to correlate events across different services.
Absolutely. With structured logging, each log entry is an object with key value pairs. This makes it so much easier to filter, search, and aggregate data programmatically.
That sounds like it would save a lot of time during debugging.
Definitely. Imagine trying to trace an issue through a sea of plain text logs versus having all the relevant details neatly organized. Structured logging allows tools to extract meaningful insights quickly.
True, especially when you need to scale up and manage more complex systems.
Exactly. Plus, it aligns well with the trend towards more automated operations and continuous integration, continuous deployment, CD, pipelines. Having structured logs means your monitoring tools can automatically detect anomalies and alert teams accordingly.
That does sound like a game changer for maintaining large-scale applications.
It definitely is. And as we move towards more cloud-native architectures, the importance of structured logging only increases. Every component needs to contribute meaningful data to the overall observability picture.
Makes sense. It seems like adopting structured logging should be a priority then.
Without a doubt, it's not just about making life easier for developers. It's about ensuring that operations run smoothly and issues are caught early before they escalate. Absolutely. And designing effective log formats for machine parsing is key. It's all about making sure the logs are easily consumable by automated tools.
That makes sense. What are some best practices for that?
First off, consistency is crucial. Stick to a standard format like JSON or even XML if you prefer. Each log entry should have a set of predefined fields that carry specific types of information.
Like what exactly?
Typically, you'd want to include things like timestamps, severity levels, unique identifiers for the service or instance generating the log, and contextual data like user IDs or request IDs.
Oh, I see. So it's about providing enough context right within the log itself.
Exactly. Another important aspect is keeping your field names simple and descriptive. Avoid abbreviations unless they're widely recognized. Also, make sure every piece of information in the log has a purpose and contributes to troubleshooting or monitoring.
That sounds very methodical.
Yes, it's all about making the logs as informative and machine-readable as possible. And don't forget about logging exceptions properly. Include stack traces and error codes when appropriate.
Got it. So basically, aim for clarity and completeness in each log entry.
Precisely. The goal is to create a format that not only helps humans understand what's going on, but also enables automated systems to process the logs efficiently and extract valuable insights without manual intervention. Speaking of which, centralized logging systems play a pivotal role in achieving good observability. When you centralize your logs, it's easier to get a holistic view of what's happening across all parts of your application.
That makes sense. It must be much harder to piece together information when logs are scattered across different services.
Absolutely. A centralized system like ElkStack or Graylog aggregates logs from various sources into one place. This way, you can easily search, filter, and correlate events from different components.
I can see how that would simplify monitoring and debugging.
Definitely. With centralized logging, you can set up alerts based on patterns in the logs, and dashboards can give you real-time visibility into the health and performance of your system.
That sounds really powerful for maintaining large-scale applications.
It is. Plus, these systems often come with built-in analytics capabilities that help identify trends and anomalies automatically. For example, if certain error codes start appearing more frequently, an alert can trigger immediately.
Wow, that could save a lot of time in identifying issues before they become critical.
Exactly. Centralized logging also supports compliance and auditing requirements by providing a single source of truth for log data. And as you scale, it ensures that no matter how many new services or instances you spin up, all the logs are still manageable and searchable.